and welcome to a meth-filled episode of First and Last. I am Josh, and I am with Joe.
Hey, man.
And Blue Meth Jimmy.
What?
Do you not know this show's about meth?
No.
Blue meth?
Don't worry about
Is that what you
it.
call me?
Got you Blue Meth Jimmy.
Oh, man.
Sky Blue Jim.
Is that like a specific meth in Breaking Bad? There's like a good meth. There's like a green meth.
I don't know.
It's a rainbow of colors, and it's about all the colors of meth.
You'll have to find out in predictions.
Wait, are you gonna tell him for your prediction?
I just tell them a
now
bunch
I'm
of
gonna
facts and
predict
predictions.
Well, today we are doing Breaking Bad, which is Joe's favorite show ever.
I feel like I've named a few shows as my favorite show ever already. Like Community was my favorite show ever.
Right, but you keep coming back to Breaking Bad at least.
Breaking Bad's probably my favorite like drama ever.
Okay, yeah, I mean you can have...
Right.
Yeah, I'll split it up like the Golden Globes, man.
Yeah, you do it. Well, since you're so excited, Joe, could you tell me what this podcast is about?
We watch the first and last episode of a TV show and talk about it. And that's it. Because ain't nobody got time to watch an entire TV show. There's way too much TV out there.
It's too much TV
There's too much
now.
content.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Thomas Jefferson once said, I ain't got time to watch none of that shit. I'm lit AF.
He probably had terrible Wi-Fi too, man. Like, he probably had a dial-up modem.
He's picking up TV by just having a string up in the...
Yeah, that was like
a
1970.
kite string and
He
a
ain't got
key.
any.
19 Hey man, the country was founded in 1976.
1770?
That was when the Declaration of Yo Independence.
It's like, you know how some people think that the Earth is only like 600 years old or something? Like,
Or
I think
flat.
America's only 50 years old.
I mean, what's crazier, you thinking America's 50 years old, or someone going, "Oh, it's definitely flat"?
Yeah, flat Earth is
Well, I also think America's flat.
Flat Earth is definitely for first and last nights.
It's more flat than the Earth. I guess.
Our night podcast.
Our nighttime podcast.
Yeah,
Flat and last.
where we'll talk about
First and flat. Why would you go flat and last? That's a way worse name.
Well, it's not a real podcast, so I don't think I have to worry about it. Sorry, Joe.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Not yet. Joe,
Yes.
HQ's about to start, just so you know.
Oh, my phone's dead.
Jimmy. What?
He's looking up the cast and crew of Breaking
I
Bad.
am looking up the
Wait, have we said we're
IMDb
doing
because
Breaking
I
Bad?
don't
Yeah.
know
No, I said that.
anything. I know literally nothing about
Well,
this
that's
show.
why you should stop looking anything
I
up and
just
tell
wanna
us what
see-
you think happens.
Okay, what I think happens is Malcolm in the Middle dad.
Forgot
Because I
that's
assume
the guy.
Because I assume Cranston.
Bryan
Bryan
Cranston, yeah.
Cranston. He's just the man.
Truth, he is the man.
I assume it's the same universe.
As Malcolm in
and-
the Middle?
Yeah. And he's but his kids are grown and he's gone and divorced and
Oh, so his life is just totally in
his
shambles,
life
essentially?
is in shambles.
Okay.
So he's like, fuck it. I'll deal drugs. I'll make drugs. Cause whatever, I hit the bottom.
How does he... What drugs does he make?
Well, meth. You called me Blue Meth Jimmy at the start of the show.
I mean, you knew that.
Well, that's because of all the blue meth you do, though.
Yeah, but that wasn't in reference to Breaking Bad. That was me. This is
I know that.
I'm going to stop recording and the intervention's going to start.
It's pretty, oh god, too real. No, I was pretty sure he cooks. He's like not a meth teacher, science teacher. He teaches science, right? In it, or was a science teacher.
Yeah, it's true, but
And
I will
something
say
about
though, my
whitey
math teacher in
tighties.
high school was a really good.
You're a meth teacher?
My math
I don't
teacher.
remember my math teacher.
Yeah,
I never took meth.
I remember I was in an advanced meth.
you just took
Class.
like opioids 201.
Yeah, exactly. AP.
All right, sorry, we were making meth jokes while you were talking. So he's a science teacher.
Yeah, and he makes meth and hilarity ensues.
Oh, you think this is a comedy?
Is it not?
You think like, you think Community is my favorite drama and this is my favorite comedy?
Okay. In all seriousness, I have seen parts of episodes, and I couldn't even tell you any plot that happened or anything. I just remember walking away from those scenes, being like, I need a minute. Like, that was so real.
Yeah.
And I felt like I just need to, like, you need to go and you need to turn on Frasier and just eat, like, get the Haagen-Dazs out of the freezer and just veg, because that was like some shit you just saw.
Jimmy really got a lot of feelings after some of the scenes.
Yeah, the detail in this like anecdote seems a little too real.
Jimmy's not coming back next week because he needs a break.
I'm actually a little concerned how I'm gonna feel spiritually and emotionally after tonight.
I'm assuming drained.
because I feel like the first and last episode of this series, it's like the first episode, some shit has to go down for him to hit that point.
Yeah.
And then at the end, how can it not be even worse than that? So I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for how shitty I'm gonna feel about life.
So I'll say this. Your prediction or description of the basic plot of the show, of a man who's down on his luck who starts dealing drugs, is pretty dead on.
Okay.
So now predict for me, like, what actually happens in the first episode? Like is he already in the meth game, or like do we see him? Is there some sort of like rising action that causes him to change his life?
Yeah, I think life is already maybe not great.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's divorced and already.
And his kids are old. I think part of your sad story was that his kids were old.
Because Muniz won't talk to him
he's
anymore.
He's an empty nester, and his wife left him.
Muniz doesn't call.
Wait, who's Muniz?
Frankie Muniz.
Oh. I thought he thought he knew a different character in the show and was calling them Muniz for a second.
Because they're Hispanic.
Yeah, that's
characters in the show. I think he's already, stuff is shitty, but then something happens.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is the worst thing that can happen to you when you're already divorced?
Bear attack.
Bear attack?
That would suck, dude.
He's like, I'm gonna start selling drugs. I'm gonna change my life.
Fucking, there's a bear paw on my face forever now.
I can't
So
teach these kids.
Maybe he's not divorced
Bear attack.
yet, but
Okay.
like marriage is on the rocks, and he's maybe divorce is in the mix,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what happens.
Oh, for I guess reference for everybody, I have also seen all of this show as well.
Yeah.
So like Jimmy's the only one going in fully blind, but
you haven't seen like the end recently, right? Or like
I saw the end of this show literally a week ago.
But I thought you like weren't paying attention or something.
I mean, I wasn't like fully engaged.
Okay.
I watched through the season for a second time, but like, while I was making food or like falling asleep. I missed a couple episodes in between and just woke up and then Netflix had paused. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, all right, well, just hit play now.
It's just one of those shows. You've already seen it.
I've already seen it, yeah.
So
I'm excited to analyze how I feel about the first episode actually like setting up characters and doing that, and then how I feel the end actually like kind of saying it's over.
Well, he must need money.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's turned to making drugs.
Sure.
So you must need a lot of it and fast. So I'm thinking he is a gambling addiction.
Okay.
Not a bad
And also
thought.
maybe played the stocks. When was the recession? Does this 401k gone? I'm going to assume that 9/11 happened.
What year was that?
No one remembers. Who remembers anymore?
That episode happened like 3 weeks ago. Call back. X-Files. Listen to it. Jamie doesn't know when.
No, yeah. When did this show start? Was it
2004?
I just had it. I think it said
not that far back.
2008?
Because 2008 was
8 to 13.
2008 was the recession. I remember that because that's pretty much when all of us graduated college, so the job market was great.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was a really good time to try to find a job.
There's a tweet I saw once that said that people who graduated college from 2008 to 2010 should just be referred to as their own generation because they're just set on a different economic path for the rest of their lives.
Generation get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Generation debt for life.
Oh, and I do know because I know the show, the spinoff exists, and that's Bob Odenkirk.
Yep.
And he's his lawyer, Bryan Cranston's lawyer or something, some shit.
Better Call Saul.
That's all I know is that he exists, and I love Bob Odenkirk.
That's fair.
Do you think in this first episode that we see any of the drug game going on, or is it just
What do you mean by drug game?
What do I mean by drug game?
I see some cooking. I think we see him maybe trying to cook meth for the first time.
Look at these meth terms Jimmy just knows offhand.
It's cooking.
Cooking.
What? I live in
Rolling
Minneapolis,
doobies.
man. Also, when in my hometown when I grew up, a meth lab was busted in a house a few blocks away.
I'm pretty sure that was also a few blocks away from where I lived at the time.
Yeah. A few blocks in the other direction.
Ah, good. In your direction. Good.
Yeah. And they knew that it was a meth lab because there were no light bulbs in the house. Because that apparently has something to do with it. That you can't have light or something.
Oh, I thought it was something they use the light bulbs.
Maybe they use the light bulbs.
I don't know. I learned everything I know about meth. I learned everything I know about meth from Breaking Bad. I remember the first time
you still don't know anything about light bulbs?
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch a show and I really think, man, I think they're giving away too much information.
I feel like the first time they showed meth in Breaking Bad, I was like, oh, it looks like that. So did they just eat it or what?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, do you even know how to do meth?
I don't know how to do meth. No.
I think you can do it a couple different ways.
Yeah, I think it's, you can just
It's a renaissance drug, really.
I mean, any drug. I feel like you just
it's really a
dip
wonderful
your finger
drug
in it and then just rub it around the gums. That's how I would do it. That's if I were to do it.
If I were to be doing meth right now, which I'm not.
If I were to do coke, that's how I'd do it. I'm not interested in smoking anything that I don't know what's in it. Because Lord knows what's in anything these days. It's it's not like we're not like in Colorado. You can just walk up to the store and buy your drugs.
Hey man, if Walgreens sells you your drugs, I'm sure they're fine.
Well, you don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
Some factory somewhere?
Yeah, big drug.
Yeah, somewhere in China.
What? Oh, China? Yeah. Oh, okay. China. There's too many Y's when Trump says it.
Joe, do you have any other gym questions for the Brie and the Breaking and the Bads?
Yeah. How old is Bryan Cranston's character?
Okay, so let's see if.
Do you think that? Okay.
If he was maybe.
Just a fun one.
I think we're told in the first episode.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's his birthday.
Yeah.
I think
spoilers.
I think he's turning 50.
Okay.
Because I think he would have been in his 40s.
Because that's about how old I think Bryan Cranston was.
Because I think he would have been in his 40s after or during Malcolm in the Middle.
And Frankie Muniz called Jimmy and he said, he's 50.
So he's one of those older, fun drug dealers.
Not like your regular drug dealer.
He's like a hip cat.
Yeah. He's totally...
In his tighty whities. I just remember a lot of ads for this when it first came out, and it was him in his tighty whities. Also, this has won a lot of awards, right? The show has won Emmy after Emmy.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if it didn't, deserve them.
Which he totally deserves.
You don't usually catch me watching award shows, though.
Also a fantastic theme song.
I mean, really, I'm whatever. I'm glad it's short.
Yeah, that's what makes it good too.
Yeah, I'm glad it's short. I'm ready to dive into this if everyone else is.
You talking about the meth in front of us?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. This isn't a family show, but it's not that kind of show either.
It's also just not a show that you want to like record that we're about to do meth show. Like, come on, you don't. If I get kicked out of my apartment tomorrow, you said on a podcast.
Worth it. You gotta live and die for your art, man.
Ooh.
Live meth or die hard.
I like that. I'll bring it up later. Let's watch the episode.
All right, let's watch this episode. We'll see you after the pilot of Breaking Bad.
All right, now start.
And we're back.
Here we go.
Perfect.
Started.
Perfect.
We have watched the pilot of Breaking Bad. Jimmy is broken bad now.
Yeah,
I'm broken.
he is on a downward slope.
Man, yeah, you gotta stop. You're heading down a path, man. How's your heart?
You know, that episode's pretty effed up. But like, I think because I was maybe a little bit mentally prepared for it, I was just able to like enjoy it.
Sure.
Which is weird to say out loud because it is messed up and horrible things happen to this man. But like, the episode is so good. That's maybe the best episode of TV I've ever seen in my life.
But we just watched X-Files like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. And I love X-Files. As a series, I love X-Files. And there are episodes that I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, man, they did a little bit of all my favorite things. Like, starting with
Drug use.
Yeah, mostly just
sad hand jobs.
You are such a bastard, man. Totally threw me off. Mostly just Bryan Cranston in Whitey Tighties.
Bryan Cranston is an amazing actor. That's all I can say about that.
He's really great. I was gonna say the whole like starting with the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. And then like going back and leading you into it.
So I told Joe before,
the old don't trust the bee.
Oh, here, let me
in a partner 23.
I'll say this, and then we'll get into the episode description quick, and then we'll get back to your thoughts and feelings.
Oh yeah.
I told Joe, like, when the beginning was on and the pants were flying through the air, I was like, I fucking hate these intros. And I don't think I hate there's some that are really good, but like season 2 and some of the other ones, they just have intros.
Is that with all the bear stuff on it?
The bear stuff, which is like it like points to like they do that a lot where they like have bears? Something where it's either going to happen.
Gonna gloss over that.
Wait, the bear stuff? What are you talking about?
There are bears.
Hey man, watch let's watch the finale and then you can worry about the middle. All right,
I'm trying to.
But I think like sometimes they're just like, it's like, you're reaching for me to care about this. Like once you know what it is, you're like,
I definitely felt that about that whole thing, and I was just not interested.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought that one was a good one, but because it was
of this episode.
This episode was
yeah, for sure.
Because it was encompassed in the whole episode. But sometimes they do it where it's like the end of the season thing, and they keep showing it, and then you get to it, and you're like, well, that payoff was stupid.
Yeah.
That's what I think sometimes. But I'll read the description really quick.
This one really paid off for me.
All right. So episode 1, season 1, entitled Pilot.
Original.
I really like it when shows name their pilots.
I guess you don't go to the trouble of naming it in case it doesn't get picked up.
Yeah. So Walter White, a 50-year-old chemistry teacher. Nice, Jimmy. 50.
Nailed it. Got 1 point for viewers at home.
Sure, I'll give you a point.
Nice.
Secretly begins making crystallized methamphetamine to support his family after learning that he has terminal lung cancer. He teams up with a former student, Jesse Pinkman, who is a meth dealer, Jesse tries to sell the meth they made, but the dealers snatch him and make him show them their lab, which is an old RV. Walt knows the dealers intend to kill him, so he poisons them while pretending to share his recipe. It's a really dumbed down version of the craziness that happened in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a synopsis, but it's like that times 10 on the emotional scale and roller coaster. It's just a nonstop, nothing goes right for this guy. He can't even close his damn glove box.
Yeah, the car is definitely like a metaphor for his life.
Yeah, they definitely make his life sad as shit.
Like it's like a pea soup puke green. Like it's just a dull car that's just kind of rolling.
It might be eco-friendly. That looks like a pretty solid.
Sure.
Maybe hybrid.
Maybe.
No, there ain't no way.
Not in 2008.
Like it looks like a 15-year-old car in 2008.
I mean, that car is a little two-door hatchback. That thing's probably got 85 miles per gallon.
Well,
it's not a thing a car's ever done. Well,
Tesla.
You didn't shed any tears while we watched it. But
I didn't cry. My mouth was too like agape, and I was just like,
because you're putting pizza in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no tacos today. This Taco Cat still won't sponsor us, so had to stop giving them our money.
Yeah, Taco Cat sucks ass, and so does what we just ate today. A different a pizza place, because they won't sponsor us. And until they sponsor us, everything sucks ass.
Jeez.
Can't say good things, or else they'll never give us money. What was your highlight, Jimmy? Was there a highlight to this episode for you? What was your high?
Should I do highs and lows
Yeah,
of
what's
the
your high and low?
episode? My low was Skylar's sister. What
Marie.
What a B.
Yeah.
And not like in apartment 23. This is not. I want this person to die. Like I hope.
Hey, the B in apartment 23 is in this show.
Wait,
oh yeah.
Jessica Jones, Christian Ritter.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you love this show. You won't see her in the first and last, but she's in this show.
I guess my high was that I guessed he was turning 50 in this episode.
You were right. Veggie bacon.
Hot damn.
Yeah, rough.
Other highs were all the meth and amphetamines.
Yeah, man.
That I did while watching it.
Did you envision that it would get like this far into the first episode where he's already cooking and selling, or he didn't make a sale yet, but
they tried.
Like he's already like killed 2 people.
No, I did not think that. I thought like he would like do like a trial batch or something, like, you know, like obviously he's a chemist, so he knows what he's doing, but still his first time.
Yeah.
And
what's his name? Pinkerton's like, this is like the shit.
This show makes me...
Pinker Floyd? What's his name?
Pinkman. Jesse Pinker Floyd. This show makes me want to like learn chemistry, but not to like make meth. Like just to like, but then after knowing chemistry, then I go, oh wait, meth is easy, and then go, that was neat. I'm gonna be a legal.
There is a lot of fun like MacGyver of chemistry like bits to the show, like there was in this episode where he like poisoned them in the RV by mixing red phosphorus and water.
Yeah. And heat. Applied heat.
Yep, applied heat to it.
It's funny. I was actually thinking, like, during this, I have a friend who... Our friend Matt, who's, like, a big chem guy. I don't know what his degree is in, if it's chem specifically, but he brews beer, and I think he's really great at brewing beer because he really loves, like, the science of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think... he would be great at meth.
You think you should give meth a shot?
Hey, Matt, if you're listening, let us know if meth's easy to make.
He's got kids to put through college, so, you know.
Oh, God.
So if he ever gets lung cancer, he knows what to do.
Oh, this was just such a depressing
Yeah, I loved the moment
show.
where you realized, because we were talking about before the show, like, what's the what's the catalyst to him like deciding he needs to sell drugs, and you're just like, I don't know, maybe he gets divorced or whatever. And then the moment where like he starts coughing, you're just like, oh God, he has cancer, doesn't he?
I said, he has cancer, doesn't he? Like, because I feel like the second I saw it, he like coughed for a bit, and you're like, okay, what the hell? And then he like clutches his chest, and I was like, shit, I'm kind of remembering seeing that maybe because he's bald later.
Yeah.
I should have remembered that, and that should have been a dead giveaway.
Bryan Cranston's like cancer cough is the most sellable cancer cough ever.
Yeah, it is.
I've never met a person with lung cancer that has a more believable cancer cough than Bryan Cancer.
Bryan Cranston. Oh, that's so sad.
He's a good actor, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, he's good. I want to look up. I did look up some things, but I want to know how many, before the end of this, how many freaking Emmys Bryan Cranston has.
A bunch
for this and just this show.
20 for this, 1 for Malcolm in the Middle.
You got one from Malcolm in the Middle?
No, I don't fucking know. I mean,
there ain't no way.
Also, that would be crazy if he won 20 Emmys in like 5 years of this show.
Yeah.
He like wrote some episodes, and so he like kind of feel like best episode. Yeah. But the film, the creator, Vince Gilligan,
of X-Files fame.
He's a producer of the X-Files.
Yeah. He wrote a few episodes.
Yeah, he's a producer and a writer.
He was a writer in Hancock, Will Smith's Hancock.
Hey man.
Oh no.
Hey man. Sometimes
did you ever see that?
Sometimes
film?
you got to do meth before you get to do a little.
Also,
meth.
What is this? This filmography just says Walter White. Oh, Walter White funeral? Was there like a webisode?
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Okay.
It's the name of an episode. Walter White. A Walter
White
funeral.
Oh,
he
wrote a lot of stuff.
Man, you gonna find out some. You're gonna find
yeah,
out some shit.
I'm worried about what you're reading.
You gotta stop reading stuff.
I'm just looking at his filmography.
Vince Gilligan's
Lone Gunman.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that took place, I hear, around 9/11.
Son of a...
I can't wait till it's my week. So I don't think the listeners understand. We changed up how we like pick shows a little bit, where we just make one of us now pick a show every week.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Joe picked Breaking Bad this week. So whenever it pops into my head to be able to pick a show, Lone Gunman's on my short list.
He has some soundtrack credits. Okay, I'm done with that.
You're getting deep.
We'll move past that.
Did you have any thoughts about Walter White as a teacher? Pretty effective, or?
Man, I thought he could have been more effective, because I feel like he had his cool little like. He had the kids' attention
he had
with
spray
his
bottles.
He
Made
was
the fire
spraying
change color. That was
chemicals on the Bunsen burner. Yeah. And that's pretty badass.
That was super cool.
I think maybe he could have continued.
Like I think he used copper to turn it green. I remember.
I didn't have cool chem teacher like that.
So
there was a chem teacher, I think, in my high school that one time in the year they were like, I set up a thing outside, and like it was like
that was Mr. Lund, I think. That was the physics teacher.
It wasn't even it was like during chem. It wasn't even during class. It was just like in passing time kind of thing. He was just like, in passing time outside, I'm gonna blow something up quick. Like, and that's he did. I don't know what he did.
They blew. I don't know. They shot off rockets.
It was a cool thing. But yeah, our chem teacher didn't do anything like that. You have a story.
Yeah, my like sophomore year chem teacher, Mr. Lowe, because he would do shit like that where he would demonstrate the chemistry of things and like show us cool stuff with fire. But there was one in particular where I don't even remember what was going on, but like he was putting like little pieces of, he had like a stick of wood and was putting like little pieces of it in this test tube, and then like it would like burn at the bottom of the test tube. I don't remember what was at the bottom of the test tube, but it would just like kind of burn and flash, and like it was really cool. And he was just like breaking off like little pieces, like little like centimeter pieces of like the wood to put in there. And then we were just like, put the whole thing in, and he just has like a chopstick length piece of wood, and he just like, all right, and he just drops it in, and it shot out of this test tube like a fireball, like into us. Like it thankfully didn't hit anyone, but it shot into like us students, And then like all the fire alarms went off, and like I just remember him like walking over like to like the side of the desk and just like pounding and being like, God damn it, like I shouldn't have done that.
I'm the chemistry teacher. I know better.
Yeah, I'm in charge here.
It's like one of those things that you thought like for 2 seconds about what that would do.
Yeah.
You would totally realize that's a terrible idea.
I mean, he went for like in the span of like half of a second, his brain went, probably not a great idea, but do you want to be a cool teacher?
Yeah,
or do you want to be the dumb teacher? And he was like, fuck you, principal, and
cool
fuck
teacher.
you, students. I'm a cool teacher. And he threw it in,
That's
and
so
then
funny.
it blew up in his face, and he went, fuck me, these students.
Yeah, why did I listen
so
to these
much.
15-year-olds?
Yeah, of course they want you to throw it in.
Of course they
Because
do.
they assume that if you're gonna do it, they won't die because
Yeah,
you knew.
because you're in charge here. So
You're
if
in
you're putting
charge.
it in, it's probably fine.
So then he got fired and he was depressed and sad, and so he started cooking meth and got cancer and died.
no, he was fine.
And you did that to him.
I do remember like us as a class like feeling kind of guilty for like egging him on, but it was also like that was super dope.
This just in, I checked. Where are they now? Mr. Lowe's dead from a meth overdose.
Oh no!
2018.
His catchphrase was always
He had a catchphrase as a teacher.
yeah, like
Oh,
at
no.
the end, or at the end of every Friday class, he would say, "Have a good weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do."
So
good
no
weekend.
so
Do
fireballs
meth.
are in.
Yeah, so it's like shooting fireballs at my friends. That's in then. That seems fine.
Don't
I like
do
his catchphrase
anything
is
I
like,
wouldn't
"Don't do anything I wouldn't do."
Yeah.
And that's like what like party dudes say to like their friends. To like be like, bro, you can do whatever you want.
Mr. Lowe seems like a party dude.
Was he a party
Cards
dude?
on the table. I've never partied with him, but he seems like a party dude.
I mean, he's probably 60 now, but you probably right.
Yeah, he's probably 60 back then.
Oh shit, he's probably dead for real. Actually, sorry, Mr. Lowe. Jimmy, you got some predictions?
I predict Mr. Lowe's dead.
1 point.
Hooray!
Before your predict though,
Oh, okay.
how
Sorry.
much? Like how many seasons was this again?
5.
5. So like, how much time do you think has passed before the finale?
5 years.
I was seeing. I was
Because
wondering
I
how
just
long
feel like
he's gonna do that.
that
pregnant
frames
pause.
the rest of your predictions.
Right. So at first, when they showed the end, and then he's got like the video camera, and he's like, son, when you like find this, you're gonna find out that like. I thought that was gonna be like the end of the series, like because then he's like got a standoff.
You thought, like, that front thing. You did say that, and then it went back 3 weeks later, and you were
Yeah, I was
and
like,
then
this is
you're
just 24. This whole series
Yeah,
is
this-
going to be every waking minute of this man's life.
So, but with 5 years, how does that square away with his like cancer diagnosis? Because the doctor was saying like best case scenario, you just last like a couple years.
Yeah, I think he does some chemo. I think there's some remish,
Okay.
because that's the cancer slang that the cool cancer kids are saying.
All the coolest cancer kids.
Yeah, all the cancer kids are in remish.
But I think that it's also long enough to where he has a relapse.
Did you say long enough? Was that a pun?
Makes me so sad. Of all the things that
Joe,
said,
stop! Hey, Joe, stop saying so many jokes. It's hard to breathe.
oh. Why long jokes?
Because he has lung cancer.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Okay, well, I think Walt is dead. I think Walt dies of lung cancer in this last episode.
Okay.
To answer your question,
Okay.
I think he gets chemo. I think he has remission. And but it's back with a vengeance.
So do you
Maybe
think
this
his, like,
last season. I think like he's okay. I think his hair starts to come back. Season 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 5, it's like nope, and then it's like it's all over.
So do you think
I think he's got like lymph.
It ends. He dies in like lung
No.
cancer, and then how did his getting money to his family, like the whole like scheme he made up in episode 1?
Oh, I think he did a great job.
Okay,
Made tons of money for his family.
I think he did a great job.
Yeah, I think he buried tons of cash in the backyard all over, And
no one's gonna ask questions then.
And left and well, hold on. Let me maybe make. Actually, I don't know about that. I don't know how he gets it to the kids, because I think the wife is dead.
Ooh.
I think
All right.
Skylar
is
a victim of the meth game.
Oh no.
And she's been sucked in. I don't think she gets sucked into like the cooking and the selling and that stuff. I don't think she's involved in any of that crap, but I think that at some point some bad I almost said hombres. And that makes me want to just be done with this podcast. Episode over. Episode. Just
we don't even out. We don't even launch the last episode. This is over.
Well, it's been a good run, everybody. We had a lot of fun.
Next week we decide it's me, Joe, and just like Dave, and we don't say a word. We didn't say anything.
It's our buddy Dave.
Hey, what up? It's Josh and Joe, and as always, Dave. And Dave's catchphrase is "What up, hombres?" every.
I think she's dead. I think Skylar's dead. I think Pinkerton gets arrested, and I should clarify that, because I think he maybe in this show probably gets arrested once or twice, but I think this is a like DEA.
What do you think? You think Green Album's trouble?
Maladroit.
All right, I see you. I see you, Rivers.
Weezer jokes for the uninformed.
Rivers.
Ratitude.
No, man, you're going too far.
Ratatouille.
Anyone can cook.
That reminds me of a great Key and Peele. Okay. What was I saying? I think like this is like the DEA has built up a case. Not like brother-in-law DEA, because I think my other prediction is that I think brother-in-law is dead.
Okay.
I think maybe he gets a little.
You think so? Everybody's dead.
I think this
Walt
is
dies.
a show where
Walt dies.
where people die.
Skylar's dead.
Skylar's dead. Hank is dead.
Skylar's brother-in-law. Hank, that's his name.
Hank is. Yep.
Oh. Yeah. So he doesn't like catch him. Maybe he's like pretty close. And you're like, oh, is he gonna catch him? But then like, Walt kills him
Oh shit.
with a gun.
His own brother-in-law.
Yeah.
You're putting too many caveats on your like things. You got to leave them more
Nah,
open.
it's perfect.
Are you trying to score? Are you trying to score points or not?
I'm trying to tell you what's happening.
All right.
Well, but I also think that like this happens before the final season, but the final episode.
Oh,
I
okay.
should say. I think he's gone.
Hank
Okay.
dies in season 3. It's just been
like ep 2.
he dies in the next episode. He wasn't important.
I have no clue.
He wanted to work on a movie.
All right, those are my predicts.
That's it. Yeah, I had questions about what happened to Hank, what happened to Jesse, but you already addressed those. What do you think? I mean, this won't get addressed in the finale, but what do you think happened to the RV and the 2 dead dudes in the RV?
Man, I think they buried those dead dudes right there.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell they would have gotten that RV out of there, but I think they must somehow.
So you think like right from the beginning they're just like, what's his name? Walt is just deep into this drug game.
What's the main
he's
character's
deep.
name?
Like he's killing dudes, burying them in the desert, like
I think
full on in,
He's gonna bury him in his dirty pool.
I guess.
I think he's cracked, cause like he runs into the I don't know where the hell he like leaves the so he's got the kid. His kid has like MS or something, right?
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
Oh, okay. That they never said that, right?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh, okay,
Cards
nice.
on the table.
Nice. Okay, but like some
I
dudes
don't
are
know if they
making fun
literally
of him.
ever say it.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Some dudes are making fun of him, and he's trying on clothes at the Gap,
Yeah.
or wherever.
Yeah.
And then Walt disappears, and then comes in the front door, and like just starts beating down this dude. And like at that point, you're like, okay, dude's cracked. Like, his mind ain't right. But I think he comes back. I think he he wrestles with it for a while.
Yeah.
Between like what he knows is good and like what he like who he wants to be.
Yeah. So by the end, you think he's kind of making amends for like he's trying to fix stuff that he'd done, or like?
No,
he's just gone.
I think he goes out in a blaze of glory.
Okay. Sure. I mean, if you're in the drug game, you got to go out in the blaze of glory.
I think he maybe wrestles with that, especially with like, because I think like his cancer goes into remission. But I think by this last episode, he's got like full bore. He's all in, and it's going downhill fast.
Yeah.
And there's no escaping it. So he's just embracing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think I've built it up too much in my mind now. I can't watch this last episode.
We're gonna do it right now. All right. So yeah, let's get to it, right?
Let's do it.
Let's get to it. And after this next episode, me, Joe, and Dave will tell you what we think about it. See you after that. We are back.
And we are back.
Or are we?
We're addicted to meth now.
And we are back and on meth.
We made a meth lab during our break. No, we didn't. Don't put us on the list. Kidding. Well, Jimmy, you're like a season finale savant tonight somehow.
I thank you, and I accept that.
How many things did he get right, Joe?
Pretty much everything except for Skylar being dead.
Yeah.
And
sad about that.
And Walt didn't kill Hank, but Hank was dead.
Kind of a minor detail, but
yeah, I was so excited to find out that Hank was dead, and then he like went on to talk about some other dudes.
And like you said, Jesse was
allegedly.
You said Jesse was in jail, and he was in a jail of sorts.
He was definitely in lockup.
He was captured.
Yeah.
By some other meth people.
Well, and even like the first time we see Jesse, it's like this weird sepia tone scene where he's like finally crafting a like box out of like fine woods and things. And like I went, oh no, because I knew that it was going to be this scene, and then cut straight to him like being a meth prisoner.
Like in chains, being a meth prisoner.
But then you were like, what is this, a dream sequence? And I was like, he fucking figured this out too.
It was sepia tone. That's classic dream sequence.
Hey man, in my woodwork,
you might as well have been weighing and going.
Nah, man. In my woodworking shed,
I wish viewers could have seen me doing the hand motions at home. What? Your dreams aren't in sepia?
No, my woodworking shed is in sepia. Oh. That's what I'm saying.
What? So
do we got a descript?
Does he dream of woodwork? He wishes to be a woodworker throughout this show?
No, that's not like
fuck was that?
Yeah, it's he's putting himself in a safe place where he's just working on a craft, and he's working on the fine details of it.
Just a crafty guy.
But in reality,
that's where he'd rather be.
He's a meth cook prisoner.
I'm pretty willing to bet that if you were a meth cook prisoner, you'd probably start dreaming of some stuff, and maybe one day
and it would all be in sepia.
Maybe it's a wood lab,
Yeah.
Not a meth lab. I do have a descript, Joe.
Get me.
Okay.
Get at me.
The last episode's called Felina, which is probably some other language for end.
It's an anagram for finale. Yeah. I have notes about the title once you finish the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Read it.
Well, I'm going to read my part.
Listeners are waiting.
Walt locates Gretchen and Elliot and gives them the money to give to Walt Jr. when he turns 18, threatening that he has hired hitmen who will kill them should they fail to do so. He then crashes a meeting between Lydia and Todd, putting ricin in Lydia's stevia. That is her sugar.
Her tea sweetener.
He travels to Skylar's new apartment and admits he continued his pursuits in meth production for his own satisfaction and ego rather than for the benefit of the family, as he had always asserted. He then drives to the Aryan Brotherhood's headquarters with the M60 machine gun, which he has jury-rigged in the trunk. When Jack brings Jesse in from cooking to show him to Walter, Walt tackles Jesse to the ground and triggers the M60, which mortally wounds Walt and kills everyone else except for Todd, whom Jesse strangles to death, and Jack, whom Walt finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, he does.
Jesse refuses to finish Walt. Why are they using that term?
Finish.
Jesse refuses to finish Walt, though Walt asks him to. When Lydia calls Todd, Walt answers and informs her with an earshot of Jesse about the poisoned ricin. Jesse escapes in Jack's car, crying in joy. As he slowly succumbs to his gunshot wound, Walt gazes at the meth lab for the last time before collapsing and dying. Police find his body in the lab moments later.
Yeah. Just the note about Felina, the title.
Mm-hmm.
The title Felina is a reference to the 1959 song El Paso by Western music artist Marty Robbins. The song concerns an unnamed cowboy who falls in love with a woman named Felina, spelled differently, but same pronunciation. Gets shot by his enemies and dies in her arms. The song plays in Walt's stolen car in New Hampshire and is later hummed by Walt as he assembles the M60. So at the beginning where
when he turns the car on,
when he turns and the tape's playing, that's the song Felina, and it's about dying in the arms of your love.
And he did die in the arms of his love. Blue meth.
Exactly, his meth lab.
What? Why are you calling it blue meth?
Oh, watch the show, Jimmy.
God.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be blue in the first episode, and it wasn't.
Oh no, it's not blue till they steal the methylamine.
Ah, okay.
Because they're using pseudo.
Yeah.
Right away.
To make that glass.
That's like how I make meth. Jim, do you really want to know why it's blue? It's not like a big deal. It's not like a
Is there
thing.
Kool-Aid in it?
No, so they use that's why they lock up all the drugs in the store, because the drug people steal the pseudoephedrine or whatever.
Sure.
And that's how they make meth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't keep doing that because they want to make more meth later on. So to make more meth, they steal this big barrel full of a liquid called methylamine.
Okay.
Which is essentially what they're getting from the pseudo from the stores.
Oh, okay.
But they have the jug, so it's just coming straight whatever. But the methylamine, when he makes the meth, it makes it like a weird tint of blue.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So he
so you can sell it for more because it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's how people on the street know that this is the good shit, because it's the blue stuff.
Yeah. So
it becomes their calling card.
Yeah. So it's so instead of chili pea.
Yeah.
It's blue now.
And to the point where even some rivals are putting food coloring in their meth to make it look blue.
Yeah, that's what
even
I would
though it's
do.
not the same quality.
Yeah.
I like the orange. I like the
meth?
a orangish red, like the Hawaiian Punch flavor.
Ooh.
Of meth? How many meths
Like a
have you
Tang
had?
meth?
C. Yeah, Tang. Tang would be good.
You're not even talking about meth anymore. You're just talking about snorting powdered sugar.
I'm talking about powdered juice mix.
You're just talking about.
That's my jam.
You're just talking about rubbing powdered juice mix around your gums, and you think that's drugs,
You're just talking
but
about
it's just sugar.
flavors of Pixie Sticks he had the other day.
Yeah.
Powdered juice mix is my real jam. That's my
That's
drug.
your personal high is just way too much sugar.
Oh, but yes, I did get everything.
I'd like to.
There was one other thing I guessed. I think while it was happening. Also, I guessed that he was in Canada.
You guessed that there's the point where Gretchen and whatever the other rich dude's name is, where they Walt tells them that they're snipers and they see these red dots in their chest, and Jimmy was just it is just two kids with laser pointers.
Well,
and
he goes,
totally
they pay $10 to two kids with laser pointers, and you're like, well, sort of, but it's $10,000 a piece instead of $10.
Yeah, it was much more than $10. But he Which
but it was Badger and Skinny Pete,
robbed because he could have got 2 kids to do that shit.
That's another thing too, is it's Badger and Skinny Pete, and they're like 2 like beloved bozos. So when they hop in the car, you're just like, oh shit, Badger and Skinny Pete. All right,
they're like the bulk and skull of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, they are.
So are they a full 5 seasons kind of? They've been around.
Badger and Skinny Pete.
Yeah.
They probably show up in the second episode.
Real history.
Yeah,
wow.
They're not. They're just there. They come and go. You know.
Yeah.
But
all right.
They're you know them really early on.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Badger. He's such a weird dude.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. I can't. I think this is the first thing I ever saw him in, and then everything else. He's in like randomly in random sitcoms essentially.
Oh yeah,
because he's got like a funny voice.
There's no way that Skinny Pete's in other shows though. He looks too weird to be another TV.
No, he's in Celebrity Rehab maybe.
Oh no.
Oh yikes.
Skinny Pete is the perfect name for him.
You can't go from Breaking Bad to Celebrity Rehab. That's too real.
Well, the thing about it is Badger is just like a big silly guy. Skinny Pete looks like he literally actually does meth. So
I'm gonna look it up.
Look up Skinny Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got?
Well, I mean, we need to know your thoughts and feelings. I'm interested in what you think of how this worked as a finale based on the pilot that you saw, because I was trying to like work that through my head. Because it didn't do what we see a lot of like good shows that we've liked. It doesn't do a lot of like bookends.
Yeah, it doesn't really
do like
go back
any
to the beginning.
Really.
Yeah.
The only bookend
even the glove
was,
box worked in his car.
Yeah.
I think it was his birthday in the beginning of the episode.
And they do the 52 birthday thing at the beginning of this season.
Oh, okay.
And so even when it's like just briefly referenced in this episode, it's only done briefly because it's done at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Oh.
But his outfit for the end of this, pretty much since he like shows up back in New Mexico, is like a beige jacket, green shirt, khaki pants, is the same thing that he's wearing in the first episode.
It's not that.
This
last shirt ain't as green.
Yeah, it ain't as green, but it's definitely meant to harken back.
Fading away from.
Yeah, it's definitely meant to harken back to the first episode that he's wearing something very similar.
Huh. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely dressed similar with that coat or that jacket.
I was falling asleep.
And the show opens with cop cars, or what seems to be cop cars, but it's really just sirens approaching Walt, and the show ends with sirens approaching him as well.
Yeah. So there's some slight
there's some thematic things to kind of wink at the audience, but not really like
not heavy nods.
Yeah. Was there anything you were like confused about?
Yeah. Confused about anything?
So much. I felt like the whole first half of the episode, I was like, first he's like in fucking Canada, and then I thought,
I mean, is he in Canada? Or is he in?
It's New Hampshire. Yeah, the Granite State.
He's in New Hampshire. That's why
when it was snowing.
Yeah,
when he's covered in snow.
Yeah. The point was that he had to leave town because his whole shit had blown up.
Yeah.
Did you get that much of it, or was it kind of unclear?
Yeah. I got that. I was confused because then it like went back, and he was back in.
Yeah, he's back in New Mexico.
And I thought that it was doing the same thing as the first episode, where it was going to lead back to him getting to this point in this snowy tundra.
No, yeah, that's meant to all be in real time.
Yeah, so that was kind of
chronological order.
So I didn't start in a good place already.
We didn't watch him drive all the way from New Hampshire to.
Because I thought we were going back in.
That would be great if there's an entire episode of him just road tripping across the country.
Yeah,
just eating at different Denny's and Waffle Houses.
Second to last episode is just 15 to 30 hours of him driving.
I just like not knowing who like Lydia is.
Yeah.
Or Todd. Todd is great.
Is he?
He was in the movie The Post.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of things
with Bob Odenkirk. Mind blown.
Wow.
He's in the most recent season of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Episode 1 of Black Mirror season.
He
4.
was in Like Mike. He was the mean kid at the orphanage at Like Mike.
I don't even know what you're saying. What's Like Mike?
It's Like Mike is the movie with Lil Bow Wow, and he gets Michael Jordan's shoes and then can all of a sudden play like really good basketball to the point where he becomes an NBA star.
Lil Bow Wow?
Yeah, Lil Bow Wow.
Lil Bow Wow's best movie is Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Debatable.
I thought Like Mike was like gonna be like, it was like a prequel to like
this
becoming
movie?
like a stripper, like a male stripper.
Like Magic Mike.
Yeah, it's like before. It's like
That's the
he's
porn
not quite
parody.
as magic, but he's kind of like
He's Mike and Jace.
the kids are breathing a Jace now.
On the topic of that, the timeline or chronological order of that, there's like a fun fan theory that Walt actually dies in that car while he's trying to get it started, and he actually like dies because of either his cancer kicks in or something is just cold or something. And then everything we see,
He doesn't die because of the cold. He was bundled, man. He would be fine.
yeah, but like the theory is that he dies in the car, like kind of like waiting out the cops. And then everything we see from the point where the keys fall out of the visor just into his lap to the end of the episode is just his like fantasy or dream, because everything from that point on just goes exactly according to plan, and it's just like
it all resolves.
Yeah. That's just a fan theory. I don't subscribe to it because I think that's thinking too much.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary, but I get it.
Yeah,
I get
it's
where
kind
that
of fun.
comes from. For sure.
I think
It ain't no like Roseanne final season,
no.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
They do such a good job of, and everybody believes it throughout the whole series, of everybody, like even the first episode, Hank was like, you got a brain the size of like Wisconsin or whatever. Like everybody, anytime they're ever talking about Walt in 5 seasons, they're always like, he's like the smartest person I've ever met in my entire life.
Sure.
Like he's not just like chemistry smart, which he obviously is, but he's like ridiculous. He had a plaque. I didn't notice that till
the Nobel Prize thing with me? I didn't notice that either. Yeah.
Wait, what?
In the very first episode when he was on that like foot thing, or whatever in the room, he looked at, and I think that was another way. I think that was a good way of highlighting like he was or could have been really successful, but he's like just
he was a big thing.
not anymore. He had a plaque on the wall that said like he did research that helped in whatever happened to like get the Nobel Prize. So like he didn't get the Nobel Prize, but he was involved in the research for the person who got the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, so someone got tons of money and he got a plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, tons of money and recognition, and he got a plaque saying you helped some dude do it. And those are the people that he visited, that woman and man he gave all that money to. He was involved in a business forever ago, and he left it, but that business became like a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, and it's
Classic.
Suggested that business was founded upon the science that he had developed, but he had to walk away for some reason. It's
interesting because with that, at least, it's heavily like thought. Like I think we only necessarily hear Walt say stuff like that. Like Walt always says that.
That's true. I guess it's only from his perspective.
Like it's only from his perspective that we ever hear. Like he's like, that company was like my science, it was I did it, my thing, and then he left. And then the other people, I think the only time you ever hear is like, oh yeah, we merged our names together, and that's how we came up with the name.
So we just believe Walt because he's the protagonist of the show.
Yeah. So it might not be true. I mean, he's definitely smart. We know he's smart, obviously, but
you also know he's a crazy, insane drug maker and dealer.
well, they do now, but when they made the company, he wasn't necessarily that.
Well,
the lung cancer
tipping point.
The lung cancer was always in him, but it didn't show its face till later. I mean, where do we go from here? I want to know. I think me and Joe have been explaining this show too much. I feel like We need like a unfiltered Jimmy.
Yeah, I've seen this a
tap.
lot, so like.
I thought it was really, really good. I think I'm very grateful that this last episode, like, as crazy as it was like everything going to plan, even though it was still like a really dark episode.
Yeah.
I don't somehow feel as low as I did after the first one.
Yeah, there's like a sense of resolve because he's just sort of burning everything down. So whatever.
Oh, there's lower points. In this
I definitely
show.
see
sure.
how it got like the critical acclaim that it gets. Like, I actually looked up that Bryan Cranston won an Emmy for Best Actor every year except for one.
Huh.
So every season he won, except he lost for the fourth season.
Do you know who he lost it to?
To Jeff Daniels for The Newsroom. I think that was the first season of The Newsroom.
I was gonna guess like Mad Men.
Oh yeah, that'd have been a good guess too.
What's his name? That guy.
We should watch that.
I was just gonna say that.
I've never seen it.
So one thing that surprised me is that it only won Best Drama once for Emmy,
and that was like a random season. It wasn't even like the last season. I don't remember now. I think it was the fourth season. But Aaron Paul won supporting actor 3 times.
Yeah.
He won 3 Emmys.
He was fucking great.
Dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Skylar won once.
Oh,
Fuck Skylar.
She won that last season.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think maybe it was one of those things. The last season they started just giving them Emmys.
I mean, but here's the deal. Maybe she did a good job because maybe they wanted her character to be reviled.
Well, and her character was a little better in the last season, I feel like, because her character got better as the show went on, I think. Just because by the end, she's sort of, she's with, I mean, I'm spoiling mid-show now, but she's like handling the money laundering aspect of it, and she's a little bit more with it. As opposed to just like being like, well, you're lying. I don't know what you're doing, but something's wrong.
Well, she lived, which is more than I thought of her from that first episode.
Hey, man, if it makes you feel any better,
But
I wish your prediction was right.
That she died because she'd been sucked into the meth game. I wrote that down.
Well, yeah, and you were saying that like she's not dealing meth or anything, but she's like involved, which is essentially what she is.
Yeah, which is the correct way to do a thing. Not being very specific, just say, oh, she's involved somehow.
I just thought that it would eventually she'd become a victim of that. As far as how far,
in a way, she definitely became a victim of that.
As far as how far, like Walt gets into shit, I thought.
Spoilers.
That'd be the way to go.
Spoilers for the middle of the show. What they end up doing is they buy that car wash that he works at the beginning, and they launder the money through that. So Skylar runs the car wash.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
She got hot dudes and babes out there washing.
Yep, that's how they make all their money. It's like they just make so much money off of bikini car washes that they're just like, maybe we don't need to sell meth anymore.
They only employ 18-year-old high school cheerleaders to wash their car. I said 18.
They're keeping it legal.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Maybe my biggest shock in this whole thing, which the whole series, from what I can gather, is just a shock factor to some degree.
Just
is
one
that
Chuck Palahniuk book after another?
is that Skylar's sister is still around?
Oh yeah.
And I thought she was the worst. Just throwaway. She's just mean. That's her character. Is mean and dumb.
Well, like one of her husband Hank, like one of his catchphrases is just like, "Damn it, Marie."
I do like that. I like Hank. I'm sad that I knew that he was gonna die.
Hank is just everybody's uncle that everyone ever has had.
Everyone's uncle ever that everyone has had.
Yeah, man. It's your
Hank is every uncle.
I don't have any uncles like that.
Like just I'm a man, my wife.
Yeah, I'm fun.
Let's drink a beer.
Yeah, I have a lot of uncles. And I don't have any uncles like that.
I have a lot of uncles, and I have a lot of uncles like that.
And I hope you're tuning in.
I have never told any of my family that I do this.
At Effendale Podcast. Tweet at us, uncles. All you uncles.
Tweet at me, uncles. At Effendale Podcast. Tell me if you're a Hank uncle.
At Uncle Tweets.
At Uncle? Wait, what? You got at Uncle Tweets? What'd you say? Say it again.
It's exactly what I said. I don't understand what you are not understanding.
I mean, I hope it's a real Twitter. Uncle Tweets.
That's for sure a Twitter. There's no way.
We're about to follow him.
There's no way that someone hasn't picked up Uncle Tweets.
We got to stop looking up random weird Twitters that we come up with.
This is happening.
Week. Which one did we come up with like a week or two ago?
No, Jimmy's dad.
Jimmy's dad.
Are we following Jimmy's dad?
Not yet, I don't think.
He doesn't have any followers, does he?
Doesn't have any tweets.
Oh, that's
either.
right. He didn't tweet or anything. Yeah, we're not following that garbage.
Dad.
No way.
Come on. What are you doing?
But Uncle's tweets.
Well, Jimmy, would you watch this show?
No. I mean, Uncle. At
Not
Uncle
even when
tweets.
you're making like chicken
Hold on.
for dinner.
There's an at Uncle Tweets. He has 1 follower.
Nice. It's not us, is it?
About to have 2 followers. There's also an Uncle Tweet 69. And they have 4 followers. We're following both of them.
Perfect.
Just tweet at them a link to our Podient. Like, see if we get...
Wonderful.
Or just a picture of Hank. Tweet them both a picture of Hank with a link to our Podient.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Uncle Tweets.
Link and
At
subscribe.
Uncle Tweets is a picture. The profile picture is a picture of John Candy. The late, great John Candy.
Oh, jeez.
Uncle Tweets or Uncle Tweet 69?
No, Uncle Tweets.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Tweets.
Uncle Tweets. Uncle Tweets. Come at me. I'm Uncle Tweets.
My God.
So would you watch the show?
So anyways,
Jimmy?
Breaking Bad.
Would I watch this show? Man. I really, really want to. How many episodes per season?
Pretty. I mean, it's
Is it
like
like
the
a
first
20
season only has like 6 or like 9 or something like
Oh,
that.
for real? How many?
It's less than 9.
One of them, I remember that. One of them is short because I think of the writer's strike. Like one of them is cut short by that.
The last
interesting.
season's 16. The fourth season's like 13, and it doesn't go over 16. I don't think.
Yeah, maybe not.
Oh, okay.
So-
What did this air on?
AMC.
This is AMC?
Yeah.
I want to watch it. I really need to be I need to be on top of it though, because I need to, like, if I start this show, I need to have another show that I watch immediately, and it's probably gonna be Frasier.
Frasier.
I still have
down.
like 5 seasons of Frasier. I'm in 6 somewhere, season 6.
You better finish Frasier by the end of
God,
2018.
man, mid seasons Frasier has been a little tough to get through.
Nah, man, you ain't watching Frasier correctly then, because it's so good.
Because everybody's really great except Frasier. He's kind of a piece of shit. He has no job. He flies through women, and it's like, ugh, it's just tired. It's like, ugh. But Niles was fucking amazing.
That's why you just latch on to Niles, man. Niles is the best character in the whole show.
Man, but it's like, Frasier
Latch on to Niles.
Crane is bumming me out himself.
I know it's called Frasier, but it should just be called Niles.
Yeah.
Should be called Frasier and Niles.
Friles.
Like, I think Niles is almost completely finally divorced by the episode that I'm in. So he's
To who?
from Maris.
Okay.
God damn it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Well, it's been a fun week. Find us on Twitter at FNL Podcast.
I was just wondering for no reason
And on
whatsoever.
Gmail. FNL Podcast at gmail.com.
That's one. And the Twitter?
I just
Say it again.
At FNL Podcast.
Tweet at us. Have it at.
That's also our Facebook.
Uncle's tweets.
Which I do sometimes.
Uncle's tweets. Why is that a thing?
Uncle's tweets 69.
Uncle's tweets 69. All right. Well, thanks you for watching. Obviously, me and Joe would watch the show because we've both seen Breaking Bad multiple times.
I mean, fuck, I want to go watch Ozymandias when I get home now.
It's a great episode.
That one an Emmy.
Well, that one? Because this show essentially has like 3 finales. Like the last 3 episodes are Ozymandias, where like everything fucking falls apart. It's the big climax, and then Granite State, which is the like low key finale. Whereas if the show just ended as it was, where he's just,
he doesn't know actually.
I don't want to spoil it too much because you're gonna watch it eventually. But it's the part A of the ending where it's like, if we wanted to do a low key ending, this is what it would be like. And then what we watched tonight was the part B ending, which is like, well, if we just wanted to fucking blow this shit up, let's do it.
I like that. Like early November back in like 2006 when they released those 2 albums, or that album, The Mother, the Mechanic.
Yeah, 3 albums.
It was 3, right, in a row.
Yeah.
It was like, these are the 3 different albums we could release. That's what.
I really like that because
it
it feels like an actual, like you read a novel, because there's like a big climax, and then you just have a chapter of what happens now.
Ozymandias is the Rian Johnson one. We had talked about that before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that fucker that ruined Star Wars.
Exactly.
Just kidding. Once again, I thought Star
Salt
Wars was great.
Planet bastard.
If it's Star Wars, I liked it.
I would watch that right now.
All right, cool. Well, with that, we will see everybody next week with another episode of First and Last. I'll be here. Joe will be here. Dave will be here.
God.
We'll see you guys. Just kidding. Jimmy will probably be here.
Shut up, Dave. You don't know.
Might invite Dave anyway. You never know. Maybe there'll be 4 of us.
Also, if you're a fan and your name is Dave, tweet at us. We're looking for a new host.
Come on.
All right. See you next week. Bye. You guys aren't going to say goodbye?
Bye.
Oh, man, whatever.